Coach, can you talk about Sorensen when he gets to the NCAA tournament? Seems to really turn it on. Just him in the postseason.
We need to turn it on, and this has been an unusual year for him. This is his third year, and he hasn't had a year like this before. And we're going in this tournament. We're the 5th seed, and we got to giddy up.
What does Gilman, he's obviously undefeated. What does his approach need to be to close the deal here?
Same approach he always has, probably since he was a little kid on the mat. And now he's putting it together. It's been consistent. It's been a dominant run. It's been a good run. And our best wrestling is now.
How tough of a year has this been for Corey, after the shoulder back in December or whatever it was, and kind of fight through that?
Well, if you recall the comments that we were given from my mouth, from his mouth, from the program's mouth, his injury is not an issue where it's an issue, or his injury was an issue where it was an issue. It was always something that is more preventative and just being smart. And so with him, it's always been about being smart. He's a 5th-year senior. I talked about mileage being out of those guys. There's only been really one instance where, we probably really needed him, and we didn't use him. And when I say that, where you had a marquee matchup team-wise, 2 Titans going at it, big dual meet in Carver Hawkeye Arena, we didn't use him. And we could have used him. But he's been fine. Been no issues with him. It's just being smart about the situation that he had.
How gratifying was it for you to have Topher qualify in his lone shot that he's really been giving?
Yeah, Topher Carton wrestled his way into the tournament, and good job. And I liked how he was talking when he walked off the mat. I like how he talks when he walks off the mat. He is a very optimistic fellow, and that optimism can serve you well. When you just got to have a little bit longer memory. He put himself in some hot water in 2 matches at the Big Tens, just being in positions that don't favor him. And his best wrestling, everybody's best wrestling, is when you put yourself in positions that favor you. And so we got to be really smart there. And I liked how he was talking when he walked off the mat, and I liked his demeanor, and I liked his approach really since day one, except now he's in the lineup. He's been consistent. He's been a consistent performer and a consistent worker. And he's demonstrated that he can go with the best talent in the country. And now we got to prove that we can beat the best talent in the country. He can do it.
With Corey, his 3 matches that he lost were all either ors. I mean, really could have came down, and especially the last one. The end. What do you think of the way he's wrestled this year, and what do you think his prospects are this week? I
think that if you ask him, this is his best time of year. He's a serious customer, but we also have to be ready to go every match. That's the biggest thing. You talk about some of those losses, and they were close, and there's some things that are out of your control there, and you got to get the gap, so wide that when things are out of your control, it doesn't matter anyway. And then control everything. And wrestle in your positions and wrestle how you want to wrestle that match, and good things will happen. And the Big Tens, he was a Big Ten champion a year ago. This year he wasn't. I don't know that affects him going into this tournament. He's not one of those guys where he dwells on things. He's a guy that he needs reassurance, maybe just a little nod or something. But he's good to go. He's ready.